Good morning! Today is a bright sunny day, so Chris and I wanted to celebrate by heading to our favorite garden in Southern California, Descanso Gardens. We're too big for the train anyway.
So we just entered the park, and so far we've seen
one white crowned sparrow,
2 American crows, and 2 hummingbirds.
Today we have a goal. Last week, Chris came to Descanso alone for a bird walk, and he found 29 species of birds. I'm here today to work with Chris and try to beat his previous record. 2 heads are better than 1, right? The birds were very active this morning, not only in the parking lot where we saw our first batch of birds, but even in the sky. We caught glimpses of this red-tailed hawk. He showed up a couple of times throughout the day.
They're really active today.
We got some good photographs in the warm sunlight. There's some activity in the brush over here, probably white-crowned sparrows. See them bopping around. There were also some others we could check off of our list, like a dark-eyed junco, yellow-rumped warbler,
Be a black phoebe, maybe?
Sorry, Chris, that's a northern mockingbird. We watched him run like a roadrunner.
Like, kind of the middle.
We looked back up into the trees and found an Anna's hummingbird. We could tell from the purple beard. There it is. We also saw a lesser goldfinch. Right before approaching the lake, we found an acorn woodpecker storing some nuts in the dead tree branches.
It's an acorn. Smaller acorn.
So far, we were on pace with Chris's previous record. However, we didn't find a hermit thrush. But we didn't have any trouble finding the usual suspects in this area of the park. We're hoping to get ahead once we arrive to the lake. There, we might find a larger spread of birds like ducks, heron, and geese. Chris didn't find too many species last week. Once we arrived at the lookout station by the lake, Chris set up his camera, but it was pretty clear who was around this part of the lake. Today there were a dozen or so mallards and 2 loud geese.
There they are.
Oh,
We got
the far
geese.
side, right?
Yeah, there's 2.
2 geese. Bullying them. Well, geese count. Although they are the squirrels of...
Is it also a mallard? That might be an American coot.
We even spotted an American coot paddling away in the opposite side of the lake. Oh, by the way, did you know a group of turtles is called a bale of turtles? I only brought it up because there's one right there. Before taking off, we watched a mallard fight on the water. It was pretty intense, and also some great foreshadowing. We didn't even know what we were walking into.
So we're gonna go look for a green heron. They can be hard to spot in the camouflage around the lake because when they stand still, they blend right into the foliage. It's easiest to see them when they're moving because they can elongate their neck to a crazy degree, so when they do it, it's kind of obvious.
So we left the viewing station and continued around to the far side of the lake to get a view of a different area that we couldn't see before. If we want to beat Chris's record, we're going to need to find that green heron. He's usually around the lake hunting for fish. We even saw him once in the Japanese gardens. On our way, we spotted some more birds, like another dark-eyed junco, another yellow-rumped warbler,
You get a yellow-rumped warbler. There's his butt.
and the first spotting of a Nuttall's woodpecker.
Yes, we found one, Rachel. It's a downy woodpecker.
Wow.
No, Chris, that's a Nuttall's woodpecker. That beak size is way too long to be a downy woodpecker. I think you just misspoke. Here's a spotted towhee, double scratching through the leaves. And also a rustling bush.
What is this? It's moving really fast. It's big. Is it a squirrel? It's a squirrel.
No.
I was so excited.
Then, right before we made it to the next lookout, Chris spotted a ruby-crowned kinglet.
How can you tell?
Sound and thing that it's doing. It's hopping around a lot. And its behavior is very much of a ruby-crowned kinglet. It's very hard to get footage of. Right now I'm trying and I had it for just a second. But they're fun.
We saw a few birds at the next spot, like a flock of American widgeon and some California towhee, but we were not able to stay too long. At first, I noticed them across the lake, and it was no big deal. One of them was falling over the shore rocks to get into the lake. Then suddenly, in a second, they were waddling right up to us.
Oh my god, we're gonna die.
Are they coming to fight us?
Oh! Oh, yeah, they are coming to fight us.
Oh no.
Let's go.
We didn't want to get into a goose fight or disrupt any nests, so we got out there fast.
Goddamn, we should get out of here.
Next stop along the lake wasn't far away, and it was the last stop by the water. We needed to find that heron. And not get attacked by geese.
We got chased away from the first lake because of a bunch of geese coming after us.
It was just 2 geese.
It was like a whole army.
2 is an army.
So we moved on and we're now at the next spot. So we just found the green heron down by the lake. He's moving very slowly. I think he's prowling, trying to catch a fish.
Success! Now that we found the green heron, we wanted to get a video of him catching a fish, so we waited a while, but unfortunately, he didn't order fast food today. It's pretty impressive how this heron stands so still to lure the fish into a sense of safety. Here's the footage sped up so you can see how still he is. There wasn't much left to explore on the walk, and peak birding hours were long gone. We made our way back towards the entrance, not sure if we beat last week's score. We were hoping to find a Pacific Slope flycatcher, or even a house sparrow, but not today. Instead, we found this lesser goldfinch working out its neck. More woodpeckers. And right before wrapping up, we noticed a string of white-throated swifts high in the sky. All in all, after checking on some questionable species back home, we reached a final tally. We found, drumroll please, 29 species. We tied last week. Looking over both lists, this week was the week of the goose and the coot, whereas last week was a hermit thrush. Chris heard the Pacific Slope flycatcher, but we never found it. Now we have a good reason to come back soon. After today's walk, our bird list went up by 1. We're at 39 so far for 2024. The new addition today was the white-throated swift. Have a great day.
Behold the duck.